What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Shug Nasty here with a GemX grading submission review video. This is going to be my first submission to GemX. I've talked about them in the past. I've also talked about ARS in the past. If you remember, a few weeks ago, I made a video on ARS. A lot of you from that video are like, hey, how do I get my cards to ARS? They're beautiful. I love the way that the slab is. I love that the metal label's at the bottom. I love that the grade's on the back. It looks like a museum piece. Shug, help me out. Get my cards to ARS. Sorry, I can't. There's too many of y'all. I can only submit 20 cards every 2 months. I can't do it. But there is an option. There is an alternative. There is a way that you can kind of get the same outcome, I guess, almost. There's a company called Gemix. They are another Japanese grading company that is similar to ARS. Its slab design is almost exactly the same. It's got some differences. It's got some changes to it that people may or may not like compared to ARS. But the great part about it, and I think the people will love this, people will love it, they take international submissions. So that solves everybody's problem. That solves my problem. I stopped getting DMs from everybody about submitting their cards to ARS, and we can all go our separate ways. No, I just kidding. That sounds so mean. I didn't mean it like that. There's just a lot of people that want ARS slabs. So I think this is a good alternative. I have already opened the box. I was going to show you what was inside the box. Here, let me show you. One second. Okay, so I didn't open the card box. I opened the box that the card box came in. And GemX gave me, they gave me some free, what are these things called? Semi-rigids, which is really nice. Thank you, GemX. They gave me some sleeves they're really cool sleeves. I've seen these around, but I've never had them. They got like built-in pull tabs. They're like a part of the sleeve. Sorry, it's not focusing. So you can easily get it out of a top loader or a semi-rigid. Really, really cool. They also gave me a letter, which when I did the first take of this, I read in a very sexy, seductive lady's voice. I don't know why I read it in that voice, but it pretty much is just saying, hey, we thank you for choosing GemX. We, try to bring, brighten your collection, make it look more appealing to the collector. We're trying to, up the level of these slabs and how they display. And then they ask, can you, if you enjoy your slab, can you put hashtag GemX and put it on social media? Well, better yet, GemX, I am making a YouTube video about your company. Hopefully it stands up to my standards, and hopefully I don't slay you in this. I don't think I will. I've had some GemX slabs that I do like the way they look. And from a collector's perspective, I think they are a great option. So let's get into it. Without further ado, or let's not dilly-dally, I don't know what people say. Action! We got our 20 card submission, starting out with the influencer card from the Koto Koto Chao deck. A really cool card. I love the cameos by Charizard, Ditto, Pikachu, and Combi. Fun card. First thing you notice about these GemX slabs is they look almost identical to the ARS slab. As far as layout and design, they pretty much are. They have the label at the bottom. It's a metal laser engraved label, and there is no grade on the front, which is really cool. One of the reasons I love ARS. If you flip it over, now I did look at these grades. I looked at them ahead of time. I try to keep it a surprise, but I recorded several times this part of the video, and I didn't like how it came out. I wanted to make sure I put out a quality piece of work for you. Quality is very subjective. Quality in my eyes, but yeah, this got the 10, which I'm very happy with. 10s are good, baby. I don't know why I said baby. I don't talk like that. Next, we have the Shiny Gardevoir from Shiny Treasure EX. Now, I did say that the slabs are very comparable to ARS as far as like design and layout, but if you look at them sideways, you'll see the ARS slab is much thicker than the GemX slab. It also is a bit shorter than the GemX slab, and it's a bit wider. You can see that kind of on camera right there. But in my hands, I was like, oh, this looks kind of like similar to PSA and feels similar to PSA slab. And then I pulled one up next to it, and it is exactly the same dimension-wise, size-wise, exactly the same as a PSA slab. You can actually stack the GemX slab onto this PSA slab, and it locks in place. So that's really cool. The unfortunate thing is, in reverse, when you try to put the PSA slab on the GemX slab, it just slides around. It doesn't really lock in place anywhere. But yeah, still, if you want like a size comparison, it's about the size of a PSA slab or exactly the same. And weight-wise, it's a bit heavier than the PSA slab. So that's good, because heavy things are generally better quality, or at least that's how I think of it. It's not as heavy as the ARS slab though. So maybe some people will like that, maybe they won't. I don't know. Just information for food for thought. Next we have the Ninetales. The Ninetales from, what is it called? Ruler of the Black Flame. Shout out to Son of a Merc. Whenever I see Ninetales, I think of you, baby. Love you. Love you, Merc. There's another baby. Too many babies in this recording. Maybe I do talk like this. I just get weird on camera. Yeah, so a really cool card. Love this card. And unfortunately, though, it got the 9. And when I was looking at it, I noticed there was a little bit of whitening here, and I was like, damn, that little speck of whitening. They bumped it down to a 9. Maybe they got some strict standards. But one of the biggest things with you know, people and grading, especially people new at grading, is they want to know why they got the grade they did. And instead of like, you know, looking at the card after it comes back and you're like inspecting it, and sometimes you can find, you know, what's wrong with the card and you're like, oh damn, I missed that. I can see why maybe it got the grade it did now. Other times you have no idea. You're looking at the card and you're like, why did this get a 9? Why did this get an 8? Why did this get a 6? And you resubmit it and it comes back a 10. Or maybe it doesn't, but you know, there's sometimes you just like really want to know. And if you can't find that out, it's frustrating. GemX, they actually have a grading report similar to Tag. They have a grading report. So I'm going to show you this really quick. Let me pop over to my other screen. All right, here we go. So this is GemX's website right here. I typed in the cert number already, and it brings up this. It brings up the card, the information next to it, and then to the right of that, it says show grading. So you can hit this button right here. It says we got the 9, and then you see it has the subgrades. It has centering, it has corners, it has edges, and it has surface. The 4 subgrades that everybody's used to, that everybody loves, that only Beckett has if you pay some extra money. They have it here for their normal price. Don't know if it'll be like that forever, but I love that they have it because this gives people, especially like I said, especially people that are new to grading that want to learn, this makes it a lot easier because they can say, okay, this is why it got the 9. Yeah, and then the other difference is, like I said in my last video, if you weren't there for that, ARS doesn't account for centering when they're considering condition or checking grades, but GemX does, and I think a lot of people maybe don't like that about ARS, people in the West that are used to centering being factored in with grading. The fact that ARS doesn't account for that was a turnoff maybe to some people, but GemX does account for centering, so there you go. Scroll down a bit on this grading report. Here's the front of the card where they annotate any damage they see. It looks like nothing was on the front, but if you go to the back, you can see that these 3 dots are indicating there's whitening at those 3 spots. We did see the one on the right when I looked at it on camera. I'm sure these 2 are there as well. And then if you scroll down a bit, you have the total pop right here, and then up above that, I missed this, the image. You have this really nice image that you could put on your Instagram if you don't want to take your own pics, or you have trouble taking like really nice pics, or you can throw it up onto eBay if you're selling the card. You have a beautiful picture right there to show, you know, the potential buyers. Love that about them. But there's the grading report. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but it gives you all the information you need. Next card, we have what is this, Gallade? The Future Form. Awesome looking card. This, you know, card, the colors on it just pop. I love the Tron vibes it has, and I thought it would look great in this slab, so that's why I sent it. On this card, we got the 10 gold. I don't think I mentioned this yet. Like I said, I've recorded this so many times, so hopefully I'm not repeating myself. I can't remember what was said in this take. Yeah, 10 gold. So the 10 is not the perfect grade on it's not the top end of the grading scale at GemX. They have a 10 gold and then they have a 10 black. This one got the 10 gold, which is really cool. I didn't have any like, you know, hopes or expectations for getting a 10 gold or a 10 black, but spoiler alert, we got some. Your boy's pre-grading is on point. Sometimes. This is Ethan's Typhlosion. Awesome card. I had one of these in an ARS slab. I just sold it on eBay for 70 bucks, which is a decent price, I think. And this one got the 10 gold. That's awesome. Next, we have some TCG Classic starters. I got the Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. This Bulbasaur got the 10 black. So yeah, I was, like I said, was not expecting any black labels, quote unquote black labels. I think it'd be really cool if they had like a gunmetal plate, like metal plate on here to make it like visually different other than this, you know, just the B being on the back. But I'm excited we got a black label. I didn't think we were gonna get any black labels. Really, really cool. It's not all sunshine and rainbows though. I'm about to get burned really quick on this, you know, this next couple cards. You'll see it goes downhill pretty quick. It gets pretty dark. Got the 10 on this Charmander. Really, really cool. Like this holo so much. All right, next we got the Squirtle, and couldn't get the 10 set. This is like one of the worst feelings when you're trying to submit a set of like 3 cards or like some starters or some like evolution lineup, and you get not a full 10 set. You get a 9 to throw it off. Bad on me. I think, let me see. I can't remember what this grading report said. All right, so here's the grading report for the Squirtle. I just want to take a quick look to see why we got a 9 on this. See if it's anything different than just the whitening. Here's the subgrades right here. Edges look perfect, so there shouldn't be any whitening. Corners got a 9.5. Maybe there's some issues there. Centering's a 9, and then surface is a 9.5. The front looks clean on this grading report right here. The back, however, here we go. The right corner at the top on the back had some whitening. I'm not going to look at it. I'm just going to trust it. I'll look at it later. And then the bottom left says TL. So if you scroll up to this little legend right here, it says T is for stain. I don't know why S isn't for stain, but maybe it stands for something else. T means stain, which indicates a dirt or stain on the card's surface, including damage from liquids. There you go. Pretty straightforward. And then scroll down a bit. It says L means light. I guess that's the severity of the damage or whatever they're showing is wrong with the card. And then it says example, TL. Perfect. TL means for slight dirt. Well, there we go. Let me see if I can see this really quick. Switch cameras back over to here. TL. There's some kind of dirt. Oh man, it's going to be impossible. Yeah, sorry. I'm not going to find it. It was down here somewhere. I'll look later. But there's probably something minor there. Next, we have the Sylveon from Terrestrial Festival. Pretty cool card. Thought I'd send it. Why not? This thing, I got a 9, unfortunately. Can't remember what the issue was. I think there was like a print line. And when I was reading the website, it said that print lines are taken into account, but they're not... they don't have a lot of weight. They do have a little bit of weight to the overall grade, but they don't severely impact it. And then... I think there might be some like rough cut. Yeah, it looks like there's some whitening up there. And that's probably due to our rough cut. These cards, Terrestrial Festival, when it first released, the quality on it was terrible. Now you can get some Terrestrial Festival. I just got some packs the other day and opened them. Quality was really good. I was actually surprised and happy to see that because initially it was rough. I pulled like 2 Umbreons that had this like ding in the corner, same spot. Super annoying. And then this is probably the worst of it all right here. Don't know what I was thinking when I sent this card, and it got the 8. And we don't even need the grading report to see why it got the 8. Holy shit. Look at that. Damn. That's wild. I don't know what I was thinking. That is like, I don't know, half the card's gone right there. Maybe I'll edit this out. That's terrible. Jodo Jake, don't look. Jake's like, dude, where were you blind? Oh man, this Absol from V-Star Universe, really cool card. This was just sitting in the binder. I thought it would be cool in this slab. The colors of it, I don't know. Thought it would look good with the metal label. There's something about, I was talking to Ibex, there's something about like having this metal label and how like either a super bright and like vibrant card looks really good, or the card with like this kind of monochromatic, like white silverish, that kind of looks good. Like we were talking about, there's a Stilix card that would look sick in an ARS slab. Yeah, really, really cool card. And we got the 10 black, baby. Another 10 black label. What now, Jake? What now? I didn't expect so many high grades, honestly, because I took some time to like look at cards that had slight imperfections and put them in the submission because I wanted to test GemX and see what they were all about. Not all of these had imperfections. I did want to send some clean cards like this Piplup. I thought this was a really clean card. I liked the colors of this card and the way the yellow contrasts off the snow and everything. And look at that. Another 10 black, baby. Baby! All right, almost done with this submission. We have a few One Piece cards in here, and that's probably when everybody will click off the video. Again, another vibrant card that looks really good in this slab. It just pops, you know? And a 10 on this Keldeo from Black and White. Really, really cool. Keldeo is sick. Like a My Little Pony. I didn't really watch it growing up as a kid, but you know, it's from that era, and I just love that they have like a My Little Pony unicorn with a mullet. That's like probably one of the sickest mullets you've ever seen, and it's on a horse. That's sick. Okay, another good card from V-Star Universe. This is a card that I thought It's super unique, and the colors and the way it's, you know, the art style. I don't know why this card, I don't know what it is now, but it was cheap for a long time. I just thought this was like one of the best cards in V-Star Universe, honestly. This got a 10 as well. So another 10. Really, really good grades here. And then here's the One Piece we got. This is from, this whole pack's like a promo pack that you get when you buy like 1,000 yen worth of One Piece. They give you a pack of these cards. And I thought it'd be good to have like a set of these in a grading, in a label, or in a slab. This chopper, this is actually a chopper by, I think Soso illustrated this. Which Soso, people are familiar with, is a artist that does Pokemon cards. So she or he illustrated this, and it's really cool chopper. I like the art style there. Next we have the Nami Mami. Yeah, cool Nami card. 10 black. Sorry, I didn't show the chopper grade. Chopper got a 10 gold. Nami got the 10 black. And then next we got the Ace in a 10 black. These are One Piece cards, so the quality is a lot better. If you're not familiar with One Piece, the quality on One Piece cards is crazy. I don't even think I pre-graded these. I think I just threw them in. 10 black on the Shanks. Damn, this is where the plays are at. I'm gonna see how, so I'm vending. I vended at my first show last weekend, and I'm vending a show coming up, and I'm gonna bring some One Piece and see how I want to see how the GemX slabs move. I think I had one GemX slab out at the last show, and I did it. I traded it to somebody, so I'm gonna put some out and see how they move. The Sabo got the 10 black. Damn, these things, 10 gold and 10 black, all of them. And the Luffy right here, King of the Pirates with the 10 gold. That's sick. All right, and that is GemX. So yeah, I think some of the differences, hopefully I covered everything in this take. If not, I'm not doing it again. This is the last take of this. So yeah, some of the biggest differences, like I said, are the size of the slab is different. You know, it's more comparable dimension-wise to a PSA slab, but the weight is a bit heavier, not as heavy as the ARS slab. The other thing is the grading reports. I think people will like the grading reports a lot. That's something that people have wanted with other companies, and people don't, the companies don't do. The subgrades are part of that, but yeah, people like subgrades. It's a great way for people to learn how to grade. As long as GemX is, you know, grading on somewhat of an accurate or consistent scale, it's a great way for people to learn. And then the other thing is the international submissions. For those of you who watched my ARS video a couple months ago or a month ago, a lot of people in the comments were like, damn, I want to submit to ARS. How do I do this? You need a middleman to do it, or some kind of proxy address, which some people don't want to go to that extent. It costs money. It's just too much of a hassle. GemX, you know, they get rid of that roadblock. They're like, hey, send us your cards from wherever you are in the world and we'll grade them. So I think that's one of the biggest reasons people will be attracted to GemX, and I think the company will do really well because of that. I honestly think they might pass up like ARS in as far as like overall volume and how much they're going to be grading. Last thing I wanted to mention was that, you know, ARS has submission periods. They have like partitioned times where you can send cards to them to grade, and it's very limited. It happens every 2 months. For a couple days they open it up. Generally speaking, it closes within a few hours. They fill up and then you're out of luck. You got to wait another 2 months. GemX doesn't have that. Right now they're super open. They're like, send us your cards whenever you want from wherever you are in the world and we'll grade them. And like I said in the video, I got this submission back within 12 days. Granted, I am in Japan, so it's a little bit faster for me, but by the time they got it and logged it to the time I got it back, it was like 12 days. So super quick turnaround time. I'm probably going to be grading with them again. Like I said, I do vend, you know, intend to sell these cards and have them on eBay or vend them at shows. And depending on how fast they sell and how liquid they are, I may or may not, you know, submit more cards, submit less cards. But I'm gonna submit some just to try and, you know, get some things, because I can't wait 4 months for PSA. Or, you know, 3 months for ARS, 2 months. I think it's like 2 months. I still will submit with those companies because I love those two companies, but it's just something for you guys to try out. I hope, you know, some people will like use this video as a resource. Like I said, if you guys have questions about things that I didn't cover in GemX, let me know. I'll try to link their website in the description so you guys can easily access it, and I will see you next time. Peace.